Alright, let's go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, hey, how's it going there, guys? So today, I just wanted to sort of update you guys. Actually, I have a bit of an actual schedule that I've written out, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot for me to stick to because I have school stuff going on. I'm going to be probably doing some editing for a program at my school too, possibly. So it's going to be putting a lot on my plate, and I know that, but it's going to be a nice challenge for me. And it's kind of a direction I wanted to take. So before I get into that, I want to kind of talk about how my channel has changed a bit and why I feel like changes need to be made. When I first started this channel back in 2011, that was even after a channel I started back in 2009, but this channel was known as ZRPG Revamped, just a revamped version of my older channel, Pokemon ZRPG, and it was all about video games. Every video was about video games, basically. Give or take a few random things. But I was part of a gaming community, which I still am, but it's just not as prominent as it was then. But yeah, that was my whole focus. I never even thought of doing videos outside of gaming, really. So yeah, it was video games. And then in 2015, September-ish, is when I was in college, my first semester of college. And that was when the first spark came, where I was like, I have a bunch of free time, and I can actually do this regularly. And from then on, my consistency hasn't wavered too much during that time, which I'm pretty proud of. From September 2015 on, I was always trying for, obviously I didn't do it the whole time, a daily, at least one a day. Early on, I definitely stuck to one a day. I was right on time because I had way too much time alone in my dorm. That's why I started doing this regularly. But the idea of a reaction came out, was introduced to me, and it kind of became a big part of my channel, more than I ever expected it to be. I always saw reactions as a way of and I still believe this, my whole idea with doing reactions was, it's like a little time capsule. So hypothetically, years from now, I could go back and look at my reaction to something right there, years ago, how I thought about something. Just see how my opinions change and everything over time. And reactions were always a thing where I thought it was a cool outlet to have a video and then be able to discuss it right after. And when I started doing reactions, went from video games to a bit of everything. And that was really everything. It was comedy videos, political videos, gaming, film, TV trailers, music. That's when Pentatonics came in and everything. So that was a lot of stuff. I was just and that's when my rebranding started to Zach Archer. Just had my name as the channel. That was really early on. I only had a couple hundred subscribers, maybe. I was even doing stuff like TED Talks and stuff, and that's kind of what my vision is to have maybe intellectual kind of conversations spawning off of reactions and stuff like that. But over time, I saw another change, which was much more of a focus on just music. K-pop was introduced, which was great, and then Pentatonics had already been doing very consistently and regularly, so it became Pentatonics, K-pop, and then some other music mixed in there. And if you look the past few months, that's literally all the videos you'll see is music related, are music related. You look at my front page, I don't think you see even one video that's not music related on the front page of my videos. It's been that long since I've done non-music related videos. And that's kind of my issues, because my front page really isn't reflective of me, and the whole idea of making my channel name Zach Archer and not something like Zach Reacts, Zach Pentatonics, was that it was open to everything I like. That was the whole idea. And it's kind of crazy how music has become such a focus of my channel when just even a couple years ago, you asked me what my favorite artist was, I would be like, I don't know, I just kind of listen to whatever. Weird Al, maybe? That was like, I couldn't think of any other artists at the time. My favorite song was like, We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister. And it was like, just because it was the only one I could think of. Like, I was really not into music at all, like, seriously. But when Pentatonics came along, that was really what pushed me forward in that regard. But to say that, like, my name is Zach Archer, and you go on my channel, Zach Archer, and if it's about stuff that I like, and all I see is music, you think, man, he's just huge on music, that's all he likes. But you look around, and it's clear that's not the case, so it's like, that's kind of weird. And maybe it should be that way, like, if you're doing a YouTube channel and you want it to be big, that's kind of the way you want to do it, is to have a specific focus. Like, all music-based channel would probably do me better than adding more different stuff into it, if I'm being honest. So it's really more so about me and the fact that, I mean, my channel has been on a very slow growth anyway. It's not like it's been skyrocketing from doing music or anything. So I'm not, it's purely enjoyment for me. So there's no other gain from it. So I gotta really stop, like, I haven't been concerned with views lately anyway, because maybe most of my videos will crack like at least 100 views, and even occasional ones will crack really lower, really much lower than 100 views. So it hasn't been a big focus of mine, or else I'd be doing all the big ones that get thousands of views guaranteed almost every time. But yeah, after thinking about it some more, I think I kind of know what my focus and like direction of my channel should be going forward. It's kind of parts of what I've been doing over the past year and before that, and that's really focusing on experiences and passions. So every reaction is an experience in itself. You get to see me experiencing something. A couple of the other things I'm going to talk about are me just talking about experiences. I have a love for all forms of media. That's kind of my big passion right now. Video games were my first passion, but I've been getting into film, television, want to get into more books and things like that. So music is obviously a big part of me now, but I want that kind of be the focus of my channel, like all about experiences and passions, stuff that I love and stuff that I'm experiencing for the first time, all different forms of media pretty much specifically, aside for a few exceptions here and there outside of that. So here's the schedule I'm going to try to stick with. Bear with me, I'm going to be busy, so there will definitely be times where I can't meet this. I'm not going to force myself to get in there like if I'm sacrificing other things. I do have a lot of stuff to focus on, but this is kind of what I'm thinking. Let me know what you think. But right now, I'm not like abandoning music at all, because it's still got very much a presence on my channel. I just want to reintegrate the things that I love. And I'm not sure if these are the exact ways I want to do it for a while, but I want to try it out, test the waters this way too. So, the way the schedule is going to work is you can actually, if you like only like a certain thing that I do videos on, you can know what day to expect it on. So Monday, the Pentatonics tournament. That's always been Mondays, so it's going to continue to be on Mondays until it's finished. Obviously, that's a temporary thing. It's still got a few months left, but after that's done, that spot will be replaced by something, so I'll have to think of that. But that's a while down. I'm about halfway through that. So, and then Tuesday, the Pentatonics Marathon. This was something I was torn with early on. At first, I was like, oh, I'll do them daily. And then I realized, wait, I'm not going to be able to record with Ben for a couple more months. We aren't finished the marathon. So if I just do it all daily, it'll finish early on, and there'll be a lot of space without it. So if I space it out this way, and I don't want too much of my schedule to be consumed by Pentatonics. Already giving 2 days on Pentatonic stuff, that's like 2 out of 7 days. That's a pretty crazy amount, considering that's one specific kind of music. So those are the 2 Pentatonics days. You might be wondering, what if there's a Pentatonic video that comes out, something like that, and even like Superfruit stuff, like the La La Land medley, which I have to do at some point soon, and the Scott Hoying and Mario Jose cover, which I need to do. Those will just be posted like as soon as I can get them out, basically. My idea is they'll be additional to whatever's on that day, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it or not. that's going to be the challenge, because music's really the only thing that's like timing and intensive, that is important that I get like on time, because it'll just keep coming more and more regularly, you know? We'll get more into that later. Wednesday, K-pop. And there's so much K-pop I want to get to. I have so many requests. I really love K-pop. It's one of the things I've been enjoying most on my channel recently. So one a day will be hard, because I've always stated that the only K-pop I listen to is in the videos that I do. So I'm going to try. to do 2 K-pops videos on Wednesday. That way it doesn't take up another day, so leaves more room for other stuff, and at the same time I can get more of it. And like, even at this pace I'll never catch up to my requests, but there's just so much I want to do. So Thursday is just going to be kind of an open slot, and that's where I could throw in anything I kind of want to do that week, whether it be like a review of a specific thing. If I get this up on time today, then that'll be this video. It'll be the open slot one, kind of. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. If there's anything I want to throw in there, yeah. Friday, this is getting into some of the other stuff I want to introduce, is going to be a thing called Progress Journal. It's kind of a tentative title. This is something I started. It's almost like a New Year's resolution thing for me, was that I want to experience as much different media things as I can this year. Meaning film, TV, video games, and even books. I want to try to read more this year. I don't know how that's going to work out, because I'll also have to read for school, so that's always difficult. But I want to try. And basically this was a thing I was starting. I didn't even think of doing it as a video thing initially. It was just, I've always been a list kind of minded person. I like making lists and having things tracked. So like around January 16th, I think it was, when I started it. But basically, whenever I watch a movie, whenever I watch a TV show episode, or read a part of a book, play part of a video game, I'll record it in the journal. And basically the video format comes in where each week I'll just go over what I have on there. And that'll be my way, kind of like Weekly Passions, but hopefully sticking to an actual weekly thing for this. Where I can talk about all the different things, and I'll say what thing has been taking up most of my time this week. The first episode, which should be done tomorrow, that'll be me kind of covering up until this point, so it'll be a couple weeks worth in there. So it'll hopefully be a thing I stick with throughout the year. I don't know if that's the name I want or not, though. I'm really torn on that. So, well, that's that. And then Saturday, I might change this into something else. I'm still not entirely sure on this, but I've always wanted to do talking about different news in the gaming and film areas. So this will be basically where I can talk about that. If there are several things I want to talk about, I just mash them together. Almost like a short mini podcast discussion thing. Just going over the different pieces of news. If there's a new trailer for a video game or film, throw that in there. If there's any news about games coming out that I'm interested in personally. I'm not just going to talk about anything, because they'll just me reciting the news, which probably wouldn't be too interesting. And since it's about experiences, it'll be what I'm interested in. So there's that. And yeah, the Progress Journal keeps in line with that whole experiences idea too. It's just literally recording my experiences, and I think it would be cool to look back, if I can stick with it throughout the year, to look back at everything I went through that year, everything I've experienced, all the new stuff, everything I finished. That's another thing. I want to actually stick with games, stick with TV shows, and finish them off before switching to other ones as much as I can. And then Sunday, this is the big question mark right now. I know what I'm going to do, but I just kind of want to unveil it. It's probably not something you want. It's not something you would be asking for from this channel. I'll say it has to do with food. It's like out of everything I do, it's just random. But it's kind of a little bit of a New Year's resolution thing mixed in there too. Alright, I'll just say I'm a picky eater. And this is going to be trying to counteract that. And it's still experiences, just not in forms of media, obviously. So there's my schedule. PTX Tourney, PTX Marathon, K-pop, 2 of those on the one day. Miscellaneous whatever. Progress Journal, Gaming Film News, Food Thing. And that's kind of... The PTX Marathon is another where it's technically temporary, but that's going to be going for a long, long time. So Pentatonics fans should be satisfied with that, in that there's always going to be something every week for that, for a while, because that's over 100 videos. I'm excited taking it on this new direction, so let me know what you think. I still have so many ideas I wish I could do, and like I said, I always like doing videos with other people. They've always been kind of more enjoyable to do than the ones by myself. But the thing is, people aren't really going to be here except for the spring break, and then when summer comes will be the big time to do those videos. Basically, until then, I guess they'll just kind of, if I have a guest somehow, they'll do in place of whatever videos that day. They'll do it with me, I guess. So I'm definitely going to think of changes going forward. But if you look at it, still 4 music-related videos. Well, that's the thing. Another thing was I didn't want to have my channel all reaction-based either. Though I do think there's value in them, and I think they provide good experiences. I love doing them for K-pop and Pentatonic specifically. You'll notice that stuff like Us the Duo, Grace Vanderwall, all these other groups that I would do semi-regularly aren't present here. I'm basically just not going to be doing reactions to anything outside of Pentatonics and K-pop moving forward, aside for like an occasional, if there's something that really interests me, I can throw it in Thursday, which is the miscellaneous whatever day. But for the most part, it's going to be less focused on reactions, more about just experiences in general. So we have PTX Tourney, PTX Marathon, and then 2 K-pop. So that's 4 music-related videos in a week. Obviously, if you're not a Pentatonics or K-pop fan, it's not going to satisfy you. But maybe I can find some way to incorporate, like, talking about music into, like, the Progress Journal thing, but I don't know about that. And also, at the same time, even the Pentatonics Tourney is a music-related, but it's also not reaction-based. It's more of a creative thing I can do. PTX Marathon is reaction-based, but it's a really unique take on it, I think. And then we got K-pop, which is traditional reaction stuff, but I love doing those. Then the Gaming Film TV is all kind of joined together in Progress Journal and Gaming Film News. So if you don't want to watch those, that's fine. I understand. I'm perfectly aware that most of my subscribers come from Pentatonics, K-pop, and music-related stuff for reactions in general. So I definitely understand that. But seeing as how I already don't get like crazy views for many things, I'm not discouraged from doing this, because it's like, what's the worst thing that can happen? I get low views, but I'll still have those experiences there, so there's still value in there for me, whereas I can always look back at them. So yeah, so thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I really want to hear your thoughts. If you could please comment letting me know. It's going to be a work in progress. It's going to be experimentation for a lot of it, trial and error, because I don't know how consistent I'll be able to stay with it, and at the same time adding in those like Pentatonics reactions when they come up. It's going to be difficult to do on top of whatever that day is, so I got to really find a balance. But I'm excited moving forward to just share more experiences and keep it positive but critical at the same time. So it's always going to be honest opinions. If I don't like something, you're going to hear about it. If I do like something, you're definitely going to hear about it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you stick around. I'd love to have more interaction with you. I think media, I like how I just keep going even though it's like the end. Even though you might not be into gaming, like hardcore, film hardcore, TV hardcore, or anything like that, I think there's still very much value to be found. That's something I've kind of always been prided myself on, is I could find value in any form of media, I guess. Rarely do I ever come across something so that I hate so much that I just can't bear through it. So that's my thing with TV. I can kind of get through pretty much any series. I try to get the ones that I like, of course. But I mean, video games are different. But I'm just saying, media, we can all appreciate it, I think. Even if you're not super hardcore into it, I think there's something we can all appreciate out of it, and there's stuff that we all love. So, thanks.